Hi guys, welcome back. My apologies for the other day. I really was very annoyed that I had to redo my video so many times, and of course it did not formulate properly. So please, accept my apology. I know that we are all going through our own transitions, and while we're going through our own transitions, there are going to be different tests that we all have to go through. And I guess my way of handling it, I definitely had to go into meditation to create a better balance. But I thank you for rocking with me anyway. Today I wanted to talk about how some things can actually change. When we look at The Wizard of Oz or The Wiz, we look at each character while we're evaluating exactly what the message is that those characters are presenting. They're all presenting a different part of us. Dorothy was trying to formulate her ideas and be independent. And through her trying to do this, she was at her Aunt M's house. And while there, she was really afraid to go out into the world because she did not know what she would actually have to deal with. The Tin Man, each character needed something. And in the end, like the Tin Man needed a heart. You had the lion needed courage. And you had the Scarecrow who wanted to be brave, and he also needed certain things. We all need certain things in order to create balance in our lives. While we're creating these balances, sometimes we will be tested, just as I was the other day. While we're being tested, sometimes we have to figure out different ways in which we can handle it. Now, honestly, when you are definitely focused on having a better diet, that also helps as well. I personally think that meditation is what really helped to get me through, what I was going through. And, it actually helped me to really be able to calm myself down, and it was a soothing experience. Sometimes when I don't get my meditation in, it is a challenge because when I don't get that time in and I'm so busy, it formulates sometimes impatience as well. So that meditation time is really important. So what I was also going to talk about was I was teaching some years ago, and there was a student who was very upset, and he told a few of his peers that he was upset because I had made a home visit because he was not doing what he was supposed to do. He was very upset. So I told the students, I said, listen, if I let you get away with different things, when you get out into the world is not going to allow you to get away with those very things. Me coming to your parents is my way of trying to figure out how we can save you. Now, if you look at us, what separates us from the animal kingdom? And I asked that question. And they said, well, they're wild. Well, we can be wild too. We as individuals, sometimes if we get hungry and we haven't gotten any food in our system, we become angry and we react. And that's why they have these Snicker bar commercials when they say what happens when you're hungry. We all have our own ways in which we handle different things. But the difference between the animal kingdom is if they do not do what they're supposed to do. Sometimes it can be very physical. It could be a death. My example is, I was telling them, I said, a bird decided to build this nest at the top of the George Washington Bridge. The female bird does this. She builds the nest, and she made sure that she had the nest prepared for her eggs. 3 eggs were hatched. Those eggs were hatched, and she decided one day that she was going to teach the birds how to fly. So the first bird she takes out for a flight lesson learns how to fly a bit, but gets scared, but lands in the nest. That bird is learning, but there's a certain way in which that bird is choosing to gain the knowledge of that lesson. The bird felt weak, but the bird still came and decided to go back to the nest. Now she decides she's going to teach the other two birds. The next bird she teaches, that bird flies and soars and does a great job. The last bird she decides she's going to take and teach it how to fly, loses its balance and gets scared and falls down to the bottom of that George Washington Bridge, right in front of a truck, and the truck goes ahead and kills it. Now here's the thing. Those birds did not get the same opportunity that we sometimes give our children. Our children, we give them different chances after chance. The bird kingdom does not have that. Wildlife does not have that advantage. So if they don't learn, they end up dying, or they end up being hurt in some case. So in this message, I'm basically saying that in life, we are all on our different levels of learning capacity. While we're learning and we're growing, it is up to us to try to figure out what works best for us. Sometimes meditation might not work for you. Maybe a walk through the park might. Whatever the case, we have to figure out what our own balances are, because we're always going to have certain transitions that we have to get through. So this has been my lesson. I hope that you had a wonderful time, and please join us later. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up if you choose to. Bye.